hello, and welcome to hopefully another edutaining episode of Create Simple Meals, where we only have those three rules. You must have passion, you must have patience, and you must be willing to practice. Boy, if doing too much was a person, that would be me, because I'm doing way too much today. Not sure if YouTube is streaming through. It looked like it was having some issues, but I believe Facebook is crystal clear. Let me make sure real quick. There's always something going on here. Yeah, okay. Looks like Facebook is streaming fine. Not sure about YouTube, but we have to deal with that later. So today we're going to do still low carb month. Today we're going to do a low carb clam chowder. Please remember, folks, don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you know that we're on. Please like and follow us on Facebook. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Tap into us on TikTok. For this recipe and all other shows and recipes, visit createsimplemeals.com. Email me at askme@createsimplemeals.com. Hit that chat button on the website. You can talk with me directly. And please share this with your friends and your family. All right, so the real AP, better known as my daughter, had her wisdom teeth extracted the other day, and she wanted some clam chowder. Well, I wasn't going to make it then, but we decided, you know what, let's go ahead and do a clam chowder today. So today we're going to do a low-carb clam chowder. Just to let y'all know, I am still on my journey. As y'all see right there, I'm down about 9.2 pounds since I started this. So hopefully I reach my goal of about 240. But ultimately, if I can figure out a few things, I'm going to stick with this goal until I get to about 220. We'll see how that goes. All right, while I'm running my mouth, let me go ahead and get this thing started. And while I'm at that, let me do one other thing real quick. Just want to make sure these are coming through. 1925, 1989. Well, at one of these days, I'm going to have to go and hire me a production assistant again. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brown some bacon. Saute some bacon real quick, because why? Everything tastes better with bacon. So we're going to go ahead and let this bacon render and cook off. Yeah. And after we're done with the bacon, we're going to saute some garlic, some celery, and some onion. Add in some cream cheese, some heavy cream. And then to that, we'll go ahead and finish off with a couple of seasonings, chicken broth, and then we'll add our clams. And that will be it. And we're going to top it with the bacon that we're rendering off here. But now, I'm going to be honest, I started to, I don't know what the heck this thing is doing. I started to cook the bacon beforehand, but then I realized, you need the bacon grease in here, because that's going to give you that extra added flavor. So we're going to have to spend some time together while I render this bacon out and cook it down. And I'm going to see what the heck is going on. Approve. I'm trying to get my comments back up. Having issues. They're not showing like they're supposed to. Let me go back over here. All right, we hope that fixes it. I'm trying to see y'all comments coming through. We're having issues. It's always something. Got on here, had everything set up, got home early, and I'd be doggone if soon as I got ready to go live, everything said bloop, and the cameras went out, and I don't know what's going on. Now we're having issues with the YouTube. But we're going to persevere and get on through this. Yeah, I've gotten some of y'all emails and some of y'all YouTube messages and your Facebook inboxes on some ideas. So I am going to do some of those. I got one yesterday for some fudge. And fudge holds a fond memory in my heart. My aunt used to make it every Christmas. My aunt Nanny, Nanny used to always make fudge. So in honor of her, and because a good friend of mine sent me that keto recipe, I'm gonna make some fudge in the next week or two. Ah, there we go. Now I see y'all comments. All right, T, I hit you up when I'm done. Well, obviously when I'm done with this. Cream cheese, yes. So Gina, cream cheese, and I know you one of them that you're not with the cream cheese, but for this low carb, there's very few non-thick dairy-based items you could use. You could use sour cream, but you ain't a big fan of that either. Which means you probably ain't a big fan of clam chowder as it is. But yeah, the only thing you can use other than the cream cheese to keep this low carb is to use sour cream. If not, the only other way to make clam chowder is with the basic roux, the fat and flour and the chicken broth and going on from there. But if I find another way, I will let you know. Because, folks, another thing, if any of y'all have any idea of how to make, now hear me clearly, how to make pasta low carb using almond flour in a pasta machine. I ain't trying to be kneading and cutting and all that. I need to know this because I'm going to tell you right now, if I can stick with this low carb at the rate I'm losing, man, I might have me another YouTube channel talking about exotic chef dancers. I might be a Chippendales dancer if I go and get back to my pre-7-year-old weight. Only family and friends know why that's funny. That pre-7-year-old weight. All right, we're going to go and kick this bacon off. Y'all got to bear with me. It's going to take a minute to cook the bacon off. But again, the rationale for doing the bacon live and not beforehand is because you do need that flavor from the bacon to assist with the cooking. And I didn't want to cheat y'all. We ain't done that yet so far. We've always stayed true to our live performances. So today wasn't going to be no different. But with that said, it is going to take a minute to go ahead and render this down before we get to where we want it to be. I was trying to post this a picture because, man, I'm telling you, I was in Walmart, I was in Costco, I've been all over the place today. My daddy did love clam chowder. I was all over today doing some low carb research. I done found some low carb crackers. Man, I'm telling you right now, I don't beg often, but these folks need to go ahead and give me some affiliate sponsorship or something. Because if this works the way I think it's going to work, man, Crate Super Meal is going to be 75% low carb. But we ain't never going to be low flavor. All right, almost got this where I want to be. Then we'll take it out, and then we'll continue with the recipe. Wow, man, let me go and rinse this out. I'm gonna need it. And are y'all liking my new images? I gotta give a very, 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 very special thank you, deep heartfelt appreciation to my brother Tyrone, the self-employed tax guy, who y'all know this show is partly brought to you by the self-employed tax guy, the first ever tax prep company built from the ground up just for you and me. Self-Lodge Planning for all your current, future travel needs. Hit up Self-Lodge Planning. For you by me, Creative Designs for all your unique gift ideas, and by Petty Phrases for your unique t-shirt ideas. You got something to say it with your chest like mine says today. I'm not well-rounded. I'm a perfect square. Anyway, back to my good buddy and friend Tyrone of the Self-Employed Tax Company. He took those pictures for me. So I got to really, really, really thank him. My brother has a saying, when someone chooses to be a friend, they don't have to be a friend to you. So I really thank this brother. He's more than a friend. He is my brother for taking them for me. And apparently, it's what I needed, because I never got that many responses on a photo change since I've been doing this going on 2 years. So I wish I had told me a long time ago that my image was a bunch of BS, because I put those new images up, and next thing I know, I'm getting yes, and you know how you do it the ratchet hand when you yeah, that thing. I was getting all that, and I mean I was there for it. I was feeling it, but I was like, well, dadgum, I guess my other little images was bootleg for real. All right, let's go ahead and take this bacon out. And because my off-camera assistant ain't here, I can't yell at somebody to go grab me a proper vessel. So we're going to go ahead and use this. Now, for those of you that, I'm dead serious, like, give me these, now let me preference this, simple low-carb menu ideas, because some of y'all be sending me stuff that requires me to have a degree in gastronomy or whatever the hell the word is called, and I just ain't there yet. Because I ain't finna buy too many random ingredients that I'm never gonna use again. All right, so what we're gonna do right now, in the same pot with all them good juices in there, we're gonna go ahead and add in, see, that right there is what you call flavor. We're gonna go ahead and add in this garlic, the celery, and these onions. And we're going to let that get all them juices on up and oh, hey, hey Gina, I'm going to tell you, when I did that hand movement, my whole inside cried inside. I promise you, I just weeped inside when I did it. So you ain't got to worry about that happening again. Trust me on that one. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and let these onions and the enzyme from that scrape up all that goodness from down there, and saute these until they're just soft, and then we're going to continue from there. So after we're done sauteing off, I keep saying I'm going to stop saying sauteing off. After we're done sauteing the onions and the celery, we're going to add in the cream cheese and develop from there. So a very, 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 oh, you welcome, Tyrone, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate you even more. A very quick recipe. Well, not quick, because it is going to take 20 minutes to simmer. You saw we had to do the bacon, but very easy recipe, and it's virtually a one pot, type deal. Again, and I say one pot, and I feel like a hypocrite whenever I say it, because y'all look at the show and y'all see a whole bunch of dishes out here, but those dishes is out because I need to keep the time moving. But if I was in the house, and we wouldn't have all these separate bowls and all that stuff, be opening this stuff as you go. All right. Matter of fact, let me show you what, for some of y'all that be like, that pot was burning in the bottom. You see, if you can see in there, let me see, can I zoom in? Those enzymes from them onions, you see how they done scrape most of that up? That's what you want. That's why I didn't want to do the bacon in advance, because I wanted y'all to see the benefit of cooking that bacon and going in there. Because I ain't gonna lie, I really did struggle with I ain't never done before in my life, but I really struggled with trying to buy some already cooked bacon, and I was gonna just crumble that on top there. But I was like, man, my mama be done jumped up out of her grave and snatched me by the back of my neck if I ever bought some already made bacon. Like, we don't do no stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I've had it before. I just ain't never bought it before. All right, let that soften up for about a few more minutes. I'm gonna tell you, when I say earlier about I'm the walking meme for if doing too much, I've been making, well, not beer, but hard cider. I've been trying to mess with this software. I still got a regular full-time job I have to do. So Yeah, and I went to the driving range trying to work on my golf game. So I'm thinking like, yeah, you know, I got time. Yeah, I guess I didn't have time because we was almost late starting. I'm going to bring this temperature up just a little bit so we can get that softened. Now, if you have a food processor and you're not a big fan of, you know, the texture of celery and or onion, then by all means use a food processor. Me, I need it because the one thing, as I mentioned last week, the one thing with low carb, what the reason, especially those of us that are new to this lifestyle, the reason why we struggle is two things. One, we struggle because we don't plan out our meals. And then we wake up in the morning and wake up in the afternoon, come home in the afternoon, trying to figure out what we're going to eat. And then we can't find nothing, we give up, and then we go ahead and say, the heck with this, and we go on back to our normal eating habits. That's, hold on. Oh, somebody was coming in. That's on the bench. That's one of the things that we deal with. And the other thing is because with low carb, you know, when you're eating a whole bunch of protein, it doesn't necessarily fill you up. So what I try and do with my meals is I try and add as much extra sustenance in there to satiate you, you know, while you're eating. So I'll add extra vegetables in there, add extra protein, so that you'll feel full and not feel like you're cheating yourself. All right, now that these vegetables are softened, we're gonna go ahead and add in about 2 ounces of cream cheese. And I am not about to measure 2 ounces of cream cheese. I figure that's 1 ounce and that's 2 ounces. We're gonna melt that in that pot. And I'm gonna be honest, I actually might even add some more to it because I want, just like my gumbo, I like my chowder thick, but because we're not using a roux, we have to use other means of thickening it up. We'll figure this out here today. All right. So now you got the cream cheese melted, and you see how it's getting kind of thick in there. Now what you want to do is you want to add in your chicken broth. Now, funny story about this chicken broth. So this is where I say about doing too much. I always use chicken bouillon. If y'all watch the show, y'all ain't never seen me use chicken broth. And 30 minutes before the show was happening, I'm setting everything out, and I'm like, hey man, you out of chicken bouillon. And I was like, do I got time to run the stove? Thank God I had a staple in there of this. Don't know who the heck bought it, where it came from, but I had some chicken broth in there. I normally don't use it, but we're using it today. All right, so go ahead. Move this. I got to monitor this whatchamacallit real quick. Go ahead and add in the chicken broth. We're going to add in some clam juice. I had some clam juice. So you're going to add in a cup of the clam juice. Could have used all that clam juice. That was a well. I have to figure that out next time. All right, add in the clam juice, and we're gonna add in some pepper and some thyme. So about a 1/4 teaspoon or so of pepper. Now, for those of you that care about the color, you can get white pepper. I'm cheap, so I'm just never gonna buy white pepper. That's why I never had it. And we're gonna add in a little bit of thyme. Every time I say thyme, I feel like doing a corny joke like, I got time today. And so since I felt like doing it, I did it. We're gonna go ahead and bring this up to a boil. Once that comes to a boil, we're gonna add in our heavy cream. And like I said, I'm really thinking I may have to thicken this up with a little bit more cream cheese, but we're gonna see once it comes to a boil. So let's go ahead and bring that all the way up. Let that boil, and then we'll go from there and add in the heavy cream and then the clams. Now, for the clams, that's why I'm concerned. I'm wondering, should I drain these clams? But now I'm gonna add it as is because we're gonna boil it off. But for those of you that's trying to stick to the low carb, you'll see if it starts getting too thin, you have two choices. Keep boiling it down till you render off the rest of that liquid. Or your other choice is to add in more of your heavy cream. Now, when it comes to this low carb lifestyle, you got to know your own, like Olivia said on the Cosby Show, I know my body. You got to know your own body. Whereas calories, the extra calories so far, the years I've tried low carb have never affected me adversely when it comes to losing weight. For some of you, it will. So although I'm saying add in the extra sour cream to thicken it up, my assumption is the majority of us that go on these keto and low carb diets is not for any type of allergy. It's because or keto and low carb lifestyles. It's not because of our allergies to gluten or anything like that. We're trying to lose weight. With that said, experience is going to teach you whether or not the additional calories is going to negatively affect you or not. So far, the times I've done this, the negative calories have never affected me, and the weight loss has always been pretty consistent when I stick to it. I also have never been one to have to stick to a strict regimen of what is it? I don't even know what it is. I think it's 23 carbs you're supposed to stick onto. I've never had to do that as long as I've kept my carbs moderately under 40 grams a day. I've been good. With that said, I'm not a dietitian nor a nutritionist, so take all this with a grain of salt. All right, so now we're going to bring that to a rapid boil, and then we're going to go ahead and add in the heavy cream and bring this right back down. So I want to get this to a full boil. Let y'all see that. We want to get this to a full boil, and now we're going to add in about 1.5 cups of the heavy cream. Shake this up. Shake, shake, shake. Something went in my eye. A cup and a half of heavy cream. Now, this is one of them times, y'all know on some shows when I'm using heavy cream, I tell you can, substitute out half and half. Don't do it on this one. Oh, Keisha, yeah, what type of beverage that I'm on? Luckily for me, I'm an avid connoisseur of all things whiskey, being Scotch, Irish, and regular old Kentucky bourbon. So, and it has no carbs in it. So that's how I can still do my show and stay in good spirits while I stay in good spirits. I need that drums in the background one of these days. But yeah, I'm drinking Scotch. Speaking of Scotch, this is one of y'all know me. I'm cheap, but it'll come to my Scotch. I need good Scotch. This is a Trader Joe's Highland Malt. Tastes just like Macallan's. Tyrone, do some research and let me know if I'm going to get sued by saying that. But it do taste like Macallan's. I don't care what none of y'all say. Or not Macallan's, Glenlivet. All right, so now we're going to bring this to a boil. We're going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes. So during them 20 minutes while we're letting this simmer, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and talk to me, and I promise you I'll talk back at you. We're going to let this simmer for a while. And the main reason, because we're trying to get it to as I told you, reduce that liquid down and to thicken it up. if I was doing a traditional clam chowder, yeah, we'd be done with the show already. It really would have went that fast. But, you know, when you're doing this keto stuff, and then another thing, cause it just occurred to me, considering the viewing audience, bariatric patients, you know, which I am one of them. Bariatric patients, you know, we ain't supposed to be too much into these sugars and carbohydrates either. So it's not always for weight loss. It's also sometimes just because the way our system is set up. So this low carb lifestyle, it ain't easy when it comes to preparation if you don't prepare for it. It is easy if you take your time out, write down what you want to eat that week, and also follow Create Simple Meals. Shameless plug. Oh no, the dairy, that's another thing. Dairy in certain forms absolutely will. She asked, does the dairy bother me and does it give me the bubble guts? Certain forms of dairy absolutely will. For whatever reason, cooked dairy like in soups doesn't bother me that much. But this is also something I'm not eating every day. If I eat this tonight, I might eat it tomorrow, and that's gonna be it. I don't load up on it. So Tyrone was saying do a show via Zoom. All right, now, so I'm willing to do a show via Zoom and have the Q&A similar to like I did for the Thanksgiving, even though that wasn't Zoom. I'm willing to do that. A couple things have to happen first. One, I need to have some scheduled guests to make sure, you know, we ain't sitting there with dead air. The other thing is, hey, Beverly, what's going on, Grandma? Appreciate you for tuning in. The other thing is, look, my personal friends that watch the show, y'all know I've been struggling for the last 18 months on not cussing on this show. So with that said, if I do this Zoom thing that Tyrone is recommending, I'm going to need y'all to curb y'all enthusiasm and not cuss. But that is a good idea. And if you are seriously interested in that, not Tyrone, I'm talking about everyone else. If you're interested in that, I will actually do a show with a live Q&A, or I will also do a show where we cook together. Well, I'll bring someone. If you have the equipment, you have to have a bunch. You're going to give a camera or cell phone that you can live stream on, do a show where we actually cook together, and you can ask me questions as we go along. So that, A, everyone can see that this really is done live. This ain't no pre-prep. This is how we cook this. Now, I hate telling y'all certain times. This is why I try to resist on certain things. I'm going to let y'all know real quick. I try to avoid saying things like, even in my recipes, medium onion, any arbitrary things like that, or times. Reason being, because if you watch my show, I'm using a burner that the majority of us ain't finna have in our houses. So I said 20 minutes, and I'm about to go on to the next step right now because them 20 minutes done sped up. The other thing is them arbitrary things like medium onion. What the heck is a medium onion? Now, you may not remember this going forward, but a medium onion, when they say that, that's basically a cup of chopped onions. When they say a medium onion chop, it's basically a cup of onion chop. Here's the problem with that. Today, and luckily I tweaked my recipes for my audience. Today I'm sitting here and I'm chopping up an onion. I just wanted to test the theory on this whole medium onion. And I chopped up a medium onion. Medium being about the size of my hand. That medium onion did not give me the full cup. So I mean the amount I needed. So I needed an onion and a half to do it. This is why I don't like them arbitrary numbers. I know y'all like, what the heck is this dude rambling about now? I told y'all the thing with me in cooking, in addition to, you know, my famous tagline, you got to have that passion, you got to have patience, and you must be willing to practice. I also want everyone that watches this show to walk away saying, I can do that recipe. I can, whatever he tasted, I'm going to taste it. That's what I honestly really want to happen. All right, we are pretty much getting thick there right now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reduce down this heat, and we're going to add in these clams. With the juice in it. Mix that in, and we're going to bring that right back up to a boil. And then from there, we're going to let that simmer for a minute. After it gets to a boil, we're going to bring it down to the simmer for a minute, and then we're going to adjust for taste. So I might have to add a little salt into this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that it's the same thickness as traditional clam chowder, because it ain't. What I am going to tell you, and what you are going to see, is me add in some more cream cheese, because that gummit, I like mine thick. What you say? Huh? Oh, I don't need nothing now. That was like, oh, you forgot this show would be delayed. By the time you saw that, I was already 5 minutes past. I am going to add in some more cream cheese, because I want it a little bit thicker. So, the benefit of watching the show versus just going to the recipe, the site and getting the recipe, is you see why I do stuff like this. Again, I want mine thick. So I'm adding in this extra cream cheese. We're going to stir this on up. It's going to thicken up a little bit, and we're going to be good to go. Oh, Beverly, you say you would definitely join in? You know you got 75 different jobs and hats. But yeah, we'll schedule it. It ain't got to be on a Tuesday. We could do it on a different day, do a special edition. But I would absolutely, because believe it or not, folks, the person I'm talking to right now, she is one of the primary reasons I kept going. When I first started this show about 18 months or so ago, 2 years ago, obviously, you know, you doubt yourself, you're self-deprecating, you know, you judge everything you do. And it was an event that we had, and she made one of the recipes that I'm trying my best not to get emotional, because if I do, I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all ain't gonna never see this again. I will shut this damn show off. She made one of the recipes that I did, and it tasted so much like what I was doing and the goal of my show that I decided that's kept me going on all this time, because the whole purpose of doing this show was to get people to enjoy cooking. So when Beverly did the recipe that I had done on the show, and she made it, it just gave me the fuel that keeps me going in, week out, with all the technical difficulties, with all the mishaps that happen. It keeps me going, because it lets me know that the goal and the purpose of Create Simple Meals, which is to teach folks that normally wouldn't cook, how to cook and keep going, is what keeps me going. So that's why I do what I do. And she is one of the primary reasons why I'm still doing this show 2 years later, even with I mean, I struggle trying to get the following up and the viewership up, and it ain't easy. But I keep on going, because people like Beverly and those of you that inbox me and give me your encouraging words, y'all the ones that make me keep going forward. Now, I need some better editing software. I need to edit all that shit out, because that is not something I want showing to the public. Anyway, back to the show. I'm gonna need about 4 or 5 drinks after this show. I swear for God, I ain't expect that to happen. Beverly, you are no longer allowed to watch my show. All right, folks. Okay, so we've got the soup boiling right now. Added in some more cream cheese to get it thickened up just a little bit more. I want to taste this to make sure I'm at where I'm supposed to be at, taste-wise. Man, we ain't got to add no salt to that one. I was, man, shit. Damn. Ooh, ah. Sorry, folks. I forgot I wasn't supposed to be cussing. We ain't got to add nothing else to this one. We're going to go ahead and bring this back down. Let this simmer for 5 minutes just to go ahead and finish melting off that cream cheese. And then we're going to go ahead and get it to test. Oh, man. Keisha, hey, that your mom was watching my show at 2 in the morning. That really touches my heart right there, because I'm going to tell you, man, look, I'm going to talk to y'all real for a minute, because now I done got past my emotional state. I can go ahead and be with do. Plus, I'm about to pour me another drink. And the support that I've received over the time I've started this show is definitely appreciated. You know, and I get it. You know, I see, you know, folks, they inbox me or they talk to me one-on-one, and that's what keeps me going. The numbers, the subscriptions on Facebook, YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok, that is not reflective of what I know is happening, because I've seen too many people that's came to me and been like, hey, man, I watch the show and blah, 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 blah. And in the back of my head, I'd be like, well, you know, if you watch the show, why the hell you didn't hit the subscribe button? But the main goal is and always will be to get y'all out there cooking. I mean, it's a funny story. So y'all know I make these oh yeah, go and share with the public. Funny story. I got kicked out of my dorm because I couldn't afford to pay my tuition no more. So I had to move out of Walkerwood 304 at Alabama A&M, and I moved with my cousin Carly. So we sitting there, and you know, our mamas, they cooked, and we knew what we was doing. So we wanted to make some gravy one night. So on this night we wanted to make this gravy. We know, you know, we've seen my mama and them, and his mama ain't Laura and ain't Ruth them. They took some flour and they threw it in the pan. They put some oil and they did and that, and gravy. Okay, so me and Carly were like, we can do that. We took some flour and we threw it in the pan. We took some oil and we threw it in the pan, and gravy. No. Worst dadgum thing ever tasted in my life. But I kept going because I'm like, man, I want to cook too. I want to be able to, you know, go in the kitchen and do my thing and, you know, and wow the folks. So throughout the years, high school, freshman year in college, you know, I went on trying to cook. Then I stopped for a minute. I started off baking, kept on going. Eventually, it clicked in me after watching people that actually cook and then seeing what I call errors on their part as far as making it way too complicated and stressing themselves out way too much. It clicked in me like, hey man, cooking ain't gotta be hard. It can actually be very simple. You just gotta take out all the minutia that we've been hearing all our lives and get to, as what Charles called it, get to the money. So that's when I started watching my mom, who taught my wife how to cook, and then watching her, and I would critique them. They thought I didn't know the hell I was talking about, so they would be like, shut up, you don't cook, or whatever. And I started watching. If you go to my creativemeals.com webpage, on the About page, you'll see the whole story where it got to a point where my mom had passed. We wanted Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm telling my wife, look, man, you did Thanksgiving last year, my mama died, you know, do it this year, do it this way. And she was like, I'm not doing all that this year. I'm like, well, if you ain't going to do it the way my mama did it, don't do it at all. That was a bad mistake, because in my head, that meant she was going to get in the kitchen and do what I told her to do, how I told her to do it. Fellas, it didn't work. Anyway, so I had to get in the kitchen and do it myself. And I had to pray to the gods and my mama and everybody else and get all that information downloaded into me. And from that day to this, I've been developing simple recipes, taking all the stuff they did. My mama recipe book said stuff like salt, pepper, corn. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a shopping list. I'm gonna need how much? And I took that and I tweaked it through some research I don't even want to tell y'all about, but I got into these recipes that can be duplicated time and time again. And so every week when I do this show, because every week, I'm telling you, every Wednesday I quit and every Tuesday I'm back. Every week, what keeps me going is I'm like, hey man, we can do this. We can do this together. That's why I'll be begging y'all, give me ideas. We can definitely make this something special and get to the point where you really can, all you working mothers, working fathers, you know, kids in college, you can come home, make that meal real fast, and it is what it is. Now, before I go any further, because I could realize right now I done ran my mouth way too damn much today, and I'm a loquacious fellow. But even I know enough is enough. Let's go ahead and give this a taste test. A spoon of that. We'll move this over to the side so we can make this the star of the show. Add in a little bit of green onion. And we're going to add in a whole lot of that bacon. And let's go ahead and give this a taste test. That's it. That's it. That's it, folks. Tell you right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back on the recipe and delete that salt to taste because you don't need no salt. That bacon, and I am be honest, I even use low sodium bacon. That bacon, the salinity of those clams all came together. Again, I'm going to be honest, folks, it's not going to be as thick as I like it, and I almost played with xanthan gum, but I'm like, nah, that's too complicated. Stick with it right now. Definitely a very, 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 very great version of a low-carb chowder. Again, it's not going to be as thick as I would like it. It's not going to be as thick as some of you prefer, but all the flavor is going to be there. And I don't have them here with me. I found some low-carb crackers today, too, when I was doing my research. So I might post them in the comments so y'all can see them. But anyway, until next time, folks, when I hopefully come to you with a hopefully very less emotional and another very simple meal, remember, please keep on that passion, keep that patience, and keep on practicing. I will see you next here live on Crazy Simple Meals. Love y'all. Keep on tuning in.